Hello guys, Ophiach here and welcome back to our first City Skylines 2 episode. And today we're going to making a realistic city. So first off we need to choose a name. So I'm just going to let the auto generator choose the name for us. Let's see what it comes up with. It has chosen Milford for us. Actually, I quite like Milford as the name. And as you can see here, we have chosen the map all the way past already. Because I just chose a random one. Let's see what it comes up with. And I also like this map because it's North American, has a wide-ish temperature range. It's in the Northern Hemisphere, which that doesn't really matter. But the thing that really caught my eye was all of the natural resources and the outside connections. This is a great starting place if you want to start a brand new city in City Skylines 2. So here, this is where our map starts. So we have a lovely river in the center, and we have this starter road, which is not a highway, it's a large road. I quite like that. And we have a nice pile of trees in the center of our starting squares. So for this city, I want it to be a kind of a smallish city, like a small country city, but it's not in the country. You see, there's the sea is actually right at the end of this river. I'm quite excited about that because we get to expand our city and create a whole beachy area with nice palm trees. Actually, I've only just realized this. Hey, why is there no palm trees in City Skylines 2? Hopefully with Paradox mods coming up we do get some, because I'm actually quite disappointed. And as you can see there on the screen, I actually made a big bridge going across that river. I'm very happy about that, and I'm pretty sure here in this area the wind is facing directly away from where I want the city to be. So this could be our industrial, office, business area, and that'll actually match it really well, because usually in a real city they would have an industrial area across the river, separate to the real city, and I like how the City Skylines developers have actually created that. It makes it seem more lifelike. Yeah, so here I'm just creating more roads, expanding our city, making it more detailed, and I also really love these lanes here. These lanes, they're small roads, no paths, they're literally the best thing you can ever get. Quite happy about that. You know, there are some downsides to City Skylines 2 and some upsides, but because of the downsides it kind of makes it the same as City Skylines 1. Quite disappointed again. Quite a lot of times in Milford here, I've renamed so many of those roads to be like more detailed. You know, because regular roads, I've noticed every single road ends with what it is. Like if it's a lane, it's like, I don't know, Barlow Lane. Or if it's a street or like a regular road or a large road, it would just be called something street. It won't even be called road or loop, because it doesn't even know. Let's say this is a loop, yeah, but it doesn't really know it's a loop. So hopefully that gets, it's not patched up, fixed, no. Hopefully that gets improved in later updates. So, here, I'm adding so many trees because trees are good for the environment. But not only that, because in City Skylines 2 and 1, they don't really have that many trees. So if I want a forest, it would only be a tiny patch of, let's say, a couple of trees, but they would be very far apart. So I want to make lots of trees so they can be all close together, like a realistic forest. And yes, here we've reached our first milestone for Tiny Village. And as you can see, no, it doesn't go up with population like City Skylines 1. I'm sure you all know that by now. Anyway, so it's actually XP. So you may have heard those noises, bling, every time I place a road or a building, or every time the happiness goes up. That is the XP going up, and that lets you know that you're doing a good job of what you're doing right now. In that milestone, we got a new type of buildings. It is a medium density row housing, which I am quite happy about actually. I can place them in the soon to be downtown. It's not really a downtown because there are no skyscrapers or tall buildings. Maybe we'll get to that next episode. Here I'm crossing the river once again to go to another place. It's not really another island, it's another place like the industrial area, except it's going to be the other side of the river for our city. Like how there's downtown, then there's like a smaller area right opposite of it. It still has like tall buildings, not as tall as the real downtown. And in this city, I'm actually not going to be calling it a downtown. I'm going to be calling it a CBD. Stands for Central Business District. So, Milford CBD. Yeah, okay. As you saw before, we reached our next milestone, our second milestone, small village. It doesn't really introduce that many things except for medium density housing, not row housing, and it also introduces schools. Kind of boring. I don't think I'll add any schools actually into this city because they cost a lot of money and I want to make as much money as quick as possible. Maybe in next episode we'll try to add some schools. Whoa, there we go, that scared me. Okay, we've unlocked a new building, Polaris Suites. Nice tall building for our city. I love it. Let's have a quick check on our skyline. Wow. Our skyline looks really good. I like how the Polaris Suites really stand out compared to the rest of the buildings. It makes it look unique. Even though basically every single city you build will have a Polaris Suites, let's just not think about that. While we were looking at that, we also unlocked our next milestone, Grand Village, our fourth milestone. Doesn't really introduce that many things, but the thing I'm most excited about is it introducing high density buildings. Well, not high density, low rent housing, which is basically high density, and it also introduces named areas, and that's really got me excited so I can finally name all of the areas like downtown and other places. What is it called? I think it's called an area painter. So here I'm making a new area at the peak of the river. So what should we call it? Why don't we call it River's Peak? Anyway, River's Peak. I'd really like to live here. If we can unlock some more stuff, we could probably have some tourist attractions here. So we've expanded our city and now we have way more room to play with. So I'm just going to expand our existing areas, and we have so much industrial demand. We really need to get a hold of that, and we're going to start losing money if we don't. Our happiness is okay, it's mid, it's fine. I've noticed that there has been so much traffic in this area, and I haven't even noticed it in the downtown CBD, I mean. So it's when it goes across the bridge to go to the industrial area and coming back from the CBD, which is of course the most popular area because it has the most people living there and the most people working there. So we probably need to fix that, maybe add a roundabout. Hopefully it fixes itself, that would be amazing. We have our first season change into the fall season, or autumn, and this is very interesting. I really like the color of the trees, and the grass just turns all nice and warm. It's all like, it's a really nice place. Here I'm creating a new suburb with some low density houses, like regular houses, and I don't know what to call it as well. It's like a grove of trees, so maybe it can end with grove. And all of the trees are birch. Maybe it could be Birch Grove. Hey, what do you think? Birch Grove. I might just name it Birch Grove. And write down in the comments if you have any other suggestions for a storyline or any names for places. I'd love to hear what you have. Please do that. And whoa, that came at me fast. I never even noticed that we were almost at Tiny Town. But now we are at Tiny Town. And Tiny Town unlocks mixed housing, mixed density. So mixed density is basically a mix of shops at the bottom and medium density housing at the top. Great combination. I might as well expand River Peak because River Peak is more like very small, very thin, because we expanded our boundaries, remember? And now we have more room. So I'm just going to expand River Peak. Yay! Speaking of thin, we also have a thin new unlock, a thin house that we unlocked as a monument. I think it's because we placed a lot of mixed density. It's like one of those row houses, except it's different. I'm also going to try to unlock large sports parks because I want to have a soccer field and a football field, and that football field I'm going to put in River Peak. Also, when we unlocked more space, we also unlocked this more island, and I think it's really cute. And on the island, we actually have this old cemetery ruins. I quite like that. And we also have a pre-built little dirt road on it. That's cool. I'm gonna name this island. So, in the end, our city is looking great with these nice Polaris suites and a grand city. Actually, it's not a grand city because it's only like a village, a tiny town. So I'm quite excited about next episode when we'll get more things. We'll expand our area. We'll get high density stuff, that's a guarantee. But till then, guys, I'll see you in the next episode, which will be City Skylines 2 once again in Milford. Goodbye!